Hello children. Previously, you have studied about certain properties of metals like malleability, ductility, sonority, etc. Metals play an important role in our daily life. We use various metals for various purposes like gold and silver as jewelry, copper, iron, aluminium for making conducting wires and for making utensils, etc. We use many household articles made up of metals and their alloys at our home. Do metals exist in nature in the same form as that we use in our daily life? Have you ever heard the words like ore, mineral and metallurgy? Do you know how these metals are obtained? To understand these questions, you need to know about metallurgy. I am Shishmita and today interpreting with me is Muhammad Rizwan. And let's start this session on metallurgy. In this chapter, we are going to discuss various concepts related to metallurgy and the process by which we are able to obtain the pure form of metal that we use in our daily life. Before entering new topic, let's revise the previous one. The arrangement of metals in the increasing or decreasing order of reactivity is called the reactivity series of metals. Non-metals are also called electronegative elements as they form negatively charged ions by accepting electrons. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Non-metals generally do not react with water and dilute acid. Ionic compounds are made up by donating and accepting electrons. The ionic compounds are hard. The ionic compounds cannot conduct electricity when in solid state. In the fused, molten state, they can conduct electricity. Learning outcome. Concentration of ore. Hand picking method. Washing method. Fourth, flotation method. Magnetic separation method. Keywords are ore. The minerals from which the metal can be separated economically are called ores. Mineral. The compounds of metals that occur in nature along with the impurities are called minerals. Metallurgy. The process of extraction of metal in pure state from the ores is also a part of metallurgy. Gangue. Ores containing many types of impurities such as soil, sand and rocky substances. Non-magnetic substance. The substance which cannot be attracted by magnet. Let's take a look at the concept map of today's lesson. The human history in terms of materials had the Bronze Age and Iron Age. The names of these ages are pertaining to the metals that were started being used during the age, namely bronze, an alloy of copper and tin and iron. Now, we have more than 75% metals among the elements available. Most of the metals, being reactive, do not occur in nature in their free state, but are found in some form of combined states such as salts, oxides, carbonates, sulfides, and nitrates. However, the most unreactive metals that are not affected by air, water, and other natural factors. These metals like silver, gold, platinum generally occur in their free state. The compounds of metals that occur in nature along with the impurities are called minerals. The minerals from which the metals can be separated economically are called ores. Ores contain many types of impurities such as soil, sand, and rocky substances along with the metal compounds. These impurities are called gangue. Metals can be extracted from their ores by the means of various methods of separation. The process of extraction of metal in its pure state from the ores is also a part of metallurgy. Ores are taken out from the mines and the gangue is usually separated from the ore at the site itself by various methods. Then the ores are carried out to the place where metals are produced. There, the metals are extracted in their pure form. Then metals are further purified by different methods of purification. This entire process is called metallurgy. Pure metal is obtained from the ore by the following stages. Concentration of ores. The process of separating gangue from the ore is called concentration of ores. In this process, the concentration of the compound of the desired metal is increased. Various ways are used for this purpose. However, the exact way to be used depends upon the physical properties of the metal present in the ores and the gangue. It also depends upon the reactivity of the metal and the facilities available for the purification. Various factors that could be responsible for the environmental pollution are also taken into consideration during purification. Some general methods for the concentration of ores are as follows. If the ore particles and the impurities are different in one of the properties like color, size, etc., are using that property, the ore particles are handpicked separating them from other impurities. Hydraulic separation method. In this method, the ore particles are crushed and kept on a slopy surface. They are then washed with controlled flow of water. Through this, the less dense impurities are carried away by the water flow, leaving the more dense ore particles behind. Magnetic separation method. This method requires the use of an electromagnetic machine. The main part of this machine are two types of iron rollers and the conveyor belt moving continuously around them. One of the rollers is non-magnetic, while the other is electromagnetic. The conveyor belt moving around the rollers is non-magnetic, made up of leather or brass. The powdered ore is poured on the conveyor belt near the non-magnetic roller. Two collector vessels are placed below the magnetic roller. The particles of the non-magnetic part in the ore are not attracted towards the magnetic roller. Therefore, they are carried further along the belt and fall in the collector vessel placed away from the magnetic roller. At the same time, the particles of the magnetic ingredients of the ore stick to the magnetic roller and therefore fall in the collector vessel near the magnetic roller. In this way, the magnetic and non-magnetic ingredients in the ore can be separated depending on their magnetic nature. For example, cassiterite is a tin ore. It contains mainly the non-magnetic ingredient stannic oxide SnO2 and the magnetic ingredient ferrous tungstate FeWO4. These are separated by the electromagnetic method. Fourth, flotation method. This method is mainly useful for sulfide ores, which have no wetting property, whereas the impurities get wetted. The ore with impurities is finally powdered and kept in water taken in a flotation cell. Air under pressure is blown to produce forth in the water. The produced forth takes the ore particles to the surface, whereas the impurities settle at the bottom. The forth is then separated and washed to get ore particles. What you have learned today? The compounds of metals that occur in nature along with the impurities are called minerals. The minerals from which the metal can be separated economically are called ores. Ores contain many types of impurities such as soil, sand, and rocky substances. Along with the metal compounds, these impurities are called gangue. The process of extraction of metals in their pure state from the ores is also a part of metallurgy. Thank you for watching this video.